Hello, everyone. Let's revisit December again with December 16, and then we'll follow up with December 17 here. Revisiting the early part of the war that I hadn't gotten to record yet. It's kind of like a prequel, right? So, we got some PT type boats against what looks like destroyers, Japanese destroyers. And we get some torpedoes off from the PT boats. Okay, 3% moonlight possibly is why nothing came of that. Okay, sub versus sub. We launched two torpedoes. We actually hit the row 65, but it was a dud, unfortunately. All right, the Japanese I-15 here by Pearl Harbor. We're gonna see if we can do something with our depth charges on it. And of course, we ran out of ammunition, but we weren't getting any hits anyway. All right, here again, we got some NS boat, the S boats, and the British and the Dutch subs are all we got to work with. I mean, all we can rely on early in the war, and they miss. The flip side is the row 64 actually gets a torpedo into the Hugh Scott. Oh well. Hmm. I mean, what are you going to do, right? And it looks like he gets a second torpedo into the Hugh Scott. You know, this isn't looking too good right here. And of course it sinks. All right, we got a night bombing at Singapore and a follow-up raid. Thunderstorms, I guess, are helping, and not to mention the 0% moonlight. Okay, the I-21 fires at Destroyer Minesweeper, which we can't find him and give up. Okay, here's the S-40 again, and misses again. Alright, not sure what that is. It's a Japanese ship, but I don't know what just sank. He's unloading troops here at Siargao. They're very close to Mindanao. I guess we're reacting it to his subs, it looks like. Alright, the I-156, we've got tankers. This one, I think, is taking fuel up to Sinkawang. I'm not 100% sure. But man, this thing is taking lots of hit. 3 torpedoes. That's that's tanking some damage right there. It doesn't say how many torpedoes he actually fired. Yeah, that stood no chance of surviving. And here's another tanker with the I-153 hits. We had a tanker, I believe we were delivering fuel up here because we have ships that were out of fuel here. And similarly, okay, he launched his 4 torpedoes, 2 of them hit. This is a tanker that's well, I can't say for sure if it's bringing fuel around to Perth or bringing fuel to Batavia, but we uh, Yeah. In any case, it's going to go down. Usually 2 torpedoes is a guaranteed sink. And after all that action by the Japanese sub, the Perch fires a dud. Okay. I-6 here is, well, we'll say discovered, but apparently not in any case. Okay, now we're in the AM phase of the air action. All right, I guess nothing there. We were attacking submarines, but you can see all the air activity spotting, trying to find other ships and subs, attacking subs here. So potentially hitting one, zero sweeping Manila. We have not engaged. We're not flying right now any cap. Follow-up sweep here over Clark. And he's bombing Manila after the sweeps come through. Follow-up sweep over Clark. Wow. This is a pretty decent raid. 70 aircraft, 70 bombers. And a follow-up raid or sweep after the bombing happened. Yeah. Okay, Hong Kong has not yet fallen, and so he's trying to soften it up to make his job easier. We take minor hits on the airbase. It is moderate rain that probably gives us some assistance. Ida's no visible damage there. Okay, Sonia's hitting, well, I don't, that might be a base right there, Wu Chang. Yeah. Okay. Now, bombing, sorry, this is recon over Malaysia. Okay. Now we're PM and flying around looking again for ships and subs. Alright, follow-up parade with Sally's bombing Hong Kong here. And the airbase has taken a few hits. This is a bit more damage. By the way, it looks like, well, I don't remember the weather. If it was, yeah, I don't remember where it was rain. Was it here? Anyway. Honestly, I'm not sure if the weather changes from AM to PM, but I think it does. In any case, this weather is more conducive to hitting, and he's actually getting into the base more than the AM. We are actually capping Ai Chang because he's been bombing, so why not see if we can shoot something down. Well, let's see how this goes. You can watch it for a minute or two. Hey, we got an 8. So these H-81 A3s did not last very long. I'll just say right now, I have yet to be impressed by the AVG. Well, let's just say they haven't performed like they did historically. Now, I will say another thing is I haven't used them probably in the same way as historical. Plus, the Japanese have not been as aggressive in the skies over China. So that's another reason we just haven't had the kills, or Burma for that matter. We haven't had the kills that probably historically would have occurred. All right, the I-6 has been spotted here, it looks like, but, well, I mean, supposedly spotted. We have ASW attack, but then we don't find it. So I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind something like this. I guess one way to tell the story is thought they saw a periscope, but when they got closer, they couldn't confirm and decided to not pursue action at this time. Okay, so we've got a bombardment. Look at all this artillery here. Anyways, bombardment at Hong Kong. We actually lose a squad and some, uh, well, we'll say disabled, but 12 casualties on the Allied side. Oh, that's the only ground action for the day. All right, we've got some expansions here. Perth fortifications too. Mostly fortifications. Again, this is going to be the quick and easy upgrades. It's the airfields and ports that I'm really interested in. Obviously, the fortifications help for holding the Japanese off when they do get close and get into those bases. But um, we like the functional stuff to work too, to be upgraded. All right, yeah, we got this low garrison issue that I had dropped the ball on earlier. Some reinforcements here. Something even into Bataan. Hey, let's get back and look at this. Hey, we're back with December 17. It looks like he captured a base there by proxy in, it looks like southern Luzon, I believe. Okay, so we're unloading troops at, what is that? Can't remember. I think that's Christmas Island, IO. We're trying to put some garrison there. Now the I-23 here by Pearl fired off some torpedoes at what looks like a minesweeper, two of them, but we couldn't find to do anything to retaliate there. And the Seal decides to fire also at a destroyer and whiffs likewise. Uh, firing depth charges. These are the ones that do get down to the level of our sub. Okay. All right, he's got more night bombing. It is 0% moonlight, overcast. Uh, Somehow he gets a lucky bomb hit. I don't know. I think that's interesting. Maybe we need to shut the lights off. Maybe that's the problem. There's too many lights on and they know where to bomb, right? Okay. All right. The I-2 here south of Pearl. This time we caught it before it could do anything, but I don't know. Still didn't get anything into it. Okay, the Perch gets a chance to fire at a cargo ship again, but completely misses. And the escorts are trying to find us, don't find. Two torpedoes were spent there. And the Sorry gets a chance to torpedoes miss. This is an ongoing problem. Those of you who know, either based on history or watching some of these turns, can see that our I don't know, fleet subs, for lack of a better term, are just not very successful. Sometimes the dice works in our favor, but most times it's a complete whiff, either by missing completely or a dud. Okay, so we've got task forces noticing Japanese planes spotting us and vice versa. We're spotting them, and it looks like even attacking their subs to what looks like not great effect. Okay, and here's the daily sweep over Clark. We are not flying cap today. And likewise Manila. And, we're just going to have to eat the damage because we just don't have the air power to do anything about this. And, 34 bombers. No Japanese losses. Now, we're not taking much damage ourselves. The heavy rain will help us, and he's hitting the airfield. Or, targeting the airfield. 37 bombers for this wave. Okay. More airfield attack, but again, heavy rain. Follow-up sweep there at Manila. Okay. And you can hear some cameras clicking. There's some recon action going around the map. And the bombing here at what was that? Wuchang? No visible effect. Let's see. That's a ground. Yeah, this is a ground attack. Okay, more sweeps. This is why it's really hard to maintain aircraft in Luzon, because he just has so many zero sweeping. If you shoot a few down, you lose a few. You can't replace them like he can, and then he comes and sweeps again. Your pilots are exhausted, the aircraft are, etc. Okay, supposedly or reported hit by PBY on a sub. I don't put any stock in those reports. Light rain here at San Fernando, and no visible damage. Okay, the I-6 is trying to give us trouble here by Pearl, but I don't know. No, he doesn't fire at us. We don't fire at him. Now he has subs down. What we know about the sub here. There's one here, sank a tanker. This one sank a tanker. It's got subs here. So we've got minesweepers working to try to find them and see if we can do something about them. That's our best air. That's our best ASW assets. Well, that we have in the area, I should say. Certainly not best on the map. Okay, here's his deliberate attack at Hong Kong. He's going to try to, he's softened it up. Now he's going to try to take it. Let's see if he succeeds. Well, he did reduce the fortifications. Based on the combat numbers, you could see we were making a dent in his troops. Let's see how it ended up, because it's 1-2, terrain plus, but experience minus. By the way, his assault value was half, a little bit more than half, not quite a third. But ours went from 177 to 413, so almost double. And it ended up a 1-2, even with the fort level of 1. Okay? He lost more than we did, raw numbers. Also destroyed squads. He lost a gun, we lost two guns. We also, anyway, you can see here the numbers. I'm not going to necessarily read each number, but certainly if you look at the data here, he lost more than we did. But because he starts with a higher number than us, he can afford the losses and he can replenish them quicker and better than we can. So that's even with this variance here, he's in a better spot than we are. All right, now he's attacking Naga as he works up this road. I think it was this he took by proxy right there earlier. Anyway, so he captures Naga. We tried to hold him at the beaches here, but he pushes us out. We really didn't. I mean, look at this. We went from 265 to 22. It's just not good at all. I guess preparation, fatigue, experience, all these leaders, all these things were so terrible. We were 1/10 of what we should have been. We did cause some casualties to him, but we got destroyed, like more or less. Okay, 2 divisions just mauled. Okay. All right, Siargao. This is where he's been unloading, and he took the base. Of course, it was undefended, and so yeah. All right, more fortifications. Got to get these key bases upgraded. Even Pearl, because you never know what the Japanese may try to do. All right. We're just going to take a look briefly at what's going on. This is kind of far enough in the past that I'm not going to spend a lot of time on what's going on here. Hey, we got a few reinforcements. That's pretty good. Even some Philippine units. Where I was going. This is where the screen comes up when you load the game, right? I mean, I think you all know this. When this is the first thing you see, all this red tightly packed in around Pearl, it's kind of nerve-wracking, especially as you got carriers coming in. The Enterprise returning from its voyage all the way to the North Pacific. The Lexington coming right behind. This is extremely nerve-wracking. That's what I can tell you. And then um, we've got tankers, but I mean we're just packing in the ASW assets. Same with same with this. Look at all those destroyers. Look at that. I mean we're not taking any chances. ASW 24. Let's look at this one. ASW 9. I mean that's not real high, but we're certainly look if we lose one. I if someone said, "Hey, would you rather lose a tanker or a carrier?" I mean, we'll lose a tanker, but so that's why I have some ASW, but I'm not going to max it out like with carrier. Now you see here, we don't have. Actually, we've thrown in a few more destroyers here as well. I think you just, I don't know, with all these subs, you just want to make sure you're covered. Another thing I like about all the destroyers, as we come in here and his subs spot us, he may not even see our carriers for the screens that we got. See, look at this. Not enough escort at all. I'm not 100% sure what happens here, but certainly until we clear out these subs, we're gonna send plenty of destroyers, any ASW assets out there. Okay, we're low on supplies here at Midway, so that's one of my objectives is to get some supply out here. I don't see our supply ships, but this is something I'm aware of and trying to. Well, right here, okay, we've got 3,400 supplies heading over to Midway. That's not enough. But then the idea is to come back to Pearl and get more. Now, here's the thing because of all these subs, this is not a terrible idea for him, by the way. Because of all these subs, I'm not willing to. I only have a couple of cargo ships here anyway. But I'm not willing yet to stick my neck out coming from here. Maybe I should because it's a lot closer than the West Coast, but I opted to go with whatever I had on the West Coast to deliver supplies. But this is bad shape. Yeah, you don't want to have to travel that far to supply something that is this important of a base. Okay. Um, yeah, I don't think it's a spoiler to tell you because if you've been watching the series, well, I guess for those who start, never mind. For those who start from the top, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Okay. Things are spicy and spicing up all over the map. These are mostly ships heading back to LA to be used for all sorts of operations, including supplying Australia. Okay, but first we got to get to LA so we can load them up, troops and supplies and resources and lots of things. Now this is a tanker. These are tanker ships. Um, okay, not 100% sure what these end up doing. Um, I didn't really want to get in the weeds here, okay? The point is, we know where the action is. It's in the South Pacific, and so far, really, Malaya, okay? He's secured Cotabaru. Looks like his troops are coming around the road here and gonna come march down toward us this direction. He's clearing North Borneo, and you can see he's starting his operations here in the south, but primarily he's focused on cleaning up Luzon. He did an attack on Hong Kong. We held, and that's good. Again, another every day we hold here is a day delay for being able to shuffle his troops elsewhere. And yeah, otherwise, not a whole lot to talk about. But I will cover this a little bit. We can see we lost nothing. Of course, we didn't fly. He lost 4 ops losses. You can see here, what are they? 2 Babs, an L, and an Elf. And we can see, like, for example, ops. Warhawks and Zeros and Nels top the list. Total zeros are at the top 50 and 49, 32, and so on. Um, we haven't been very successful. Most of these, some of these could be, I guess, Pearl Harbor, but most of them, a good chunk of them are going to be at Luzon as well. Anyway, so that's not great. And then so far to date, we've lost 4 missing pilots, 31 killed, 37 are wounded, which hopefully all of them come back. We will find out in time. And then ship sunk last turn. Let's look at that. And then let's look at last month because we lost nothing last turn. But if we do last month and we say, okay, yesterday was the 16th, so these 3 things were sunk on the 16th, and we saw these 2 tankers get all 3 of these were sunk by Japanese subs, and yeah, all 3 of these were sunk by Japanese subs. And let's see, I what is that? IPO. Um, it looks like that was sunk the day before. Why does that look familiar? Oh, right. Okay. So let's see. Whoops, I didn't mean to click it. Yeah. We must have seen some of these sunk the prior recording because I did the 14th and 15th combined. Anyway, I just wanted to point out which this Hugh Scott 20 points. That's a nice boat, and well, it's bigger than a boat. It's ginormous actually. Okay. Um, I think that pretty much covers what I wanted to talk about. It's December. There's still lots of game to be played. There's lots going on. There's probably tons going on here that we don't even know. There's probably a lot of red task forces moving all over the place. We just we just don't know, and we won't know. But we'll keep doing the best we can. Um, Also, I think speaking of, okay, so Wake needs supplies too, right? I believe I have transports coming here as well, or cargo ships anyway, to bring supplies here. And the goal, we need to get some supplies here. I think I set up a supply convoy to go here and here at the same turn, and they're coming from the west coast. I just don't have the ASW assets to load up a bunch of cargo ships and go out. So here's my strategy. If I haven't described it well enough, the strategy here specifically is first of all to cover the area with ASW assets. And then the second thing, and by the way, these guys are heading to Johnston to resupply it as well. The idea is as soon as we're going to bring in, because all the subs are here and not spread out between us and the West Coast, as we get close, we shoot out some ASW ships to meet them, bring them in, they unload and start heading out, and then the ASW assets peel off and come back here for the next group and wave of ships coming in. That's kind of been my tactic here as we continue to try to clear these out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm brief. I'm being brief here, but let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'll talk to you again next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.